Hey, welcome back, folks. Jayborino here, playing some more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. We have arrived at Ol Nar.
The Spear of Adum's sensors have located what appears to be an access way into the temple. Our starships are prepared to move on your command.
Okay, we have access to Phoenix now. Achievements are to destroy the Titanic Warp Prism in less than 10 minutes, take control of a Celestial Lock in less than 6 minutes, and hold it for the duration of the whole mission. So we're going to try not to lose any locks, and then we have to destroy that Titanic Warp Prism really fast. Let's go ahead and assign our army units and the Solar Core. Basically, those achievements are just going to end up making this mission take way longer than it needs to, but we'll try to get them. Centurions, definitely Stalkers this time. Blink is really, really useful. I can build some Dark Templar, I suppose. I'm going to stick with Energizers, and I'm going to stick with the 100% extra barrier Immortals this map. We're going to do kind of a Zealot, Immortal, Phoenix composition here as we push into the enemy bases. Okay, and then for the Spear of Adun, I'm going to stick with Chrono Surge. I'm going to go with Orbital Assimilator. And then Solar Lance, which is going to be very useful for the beginning here, trying to destroy that Titanic Warp Prism and taking the early lock. Okay, the Master Achievement is to destroy all the enemy bases. So if we're already going to be taking a while getting these early achievements, because we have to do these on one base, essentially, it's going to make the map take longer. We might as well destroy the enemy bases, I say. So the map is going to be very hectic right at the beginning, then there's going to be a bit of a lull as we build up a giant force, and then we're going to go wipe the enemy bases. When you wipe the enemy bases, they stop sending attacks, though the attacks do seem to just appear out of nowhere, so they may be spawned based on the fact that the enemy has a base, rather than actually spawning in the enemy base. I'm really not sure.
Here lies the resting place of the Xel'Naga. We must find a way to unseal this access way if we are to awaken them. Rent Preserver, what do you know of the temple in the depths below?
Only myth, legend. Here upon Ol Nar, the destined races will seek ascension. Their very presence shall open the way forward. I believe these celestial locks are the key. Our forces should claim them in the hopes the way forward presents itself.
Hyrock, the Tal'Darim are here. They are taking control of the celestial locks.
The voices' demands are clear. Keep the temple sealed.
As long as they control the locks, the secrets of the temple remain hidden from us.
Warriors, engage the enemy and reclaim the locks. Amon will not have his victory so easily.
Okay, here we go. So we're going to get some early gas. Open up this warp gate, and we can pick up some resource pickups. If there are easy resource pickups at the beginning of any map, always get them.
Our stargates can now warp in phoenixes. They are extremely mobile and effective at engaging our enemy across long distances.
You have not enough minerals.
Okay, we'll come up here. Some gas down here, and there's more down in this direction I might go and grab as well. So let's give it a shot. We can blink up here. I'm going to try to take the middle lock and then hang on to it for the whole duration of the map. So we're going to just build Phoenix and Stalkers for the beginning here. Lots of Stalkers, actually. Will allow us to get the early... allow us to get the early lock and then the early Titanic Warp Prism. It's honestly kind of annoying just because it's a random time-based stuff. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. So once we get this other Phoenix, then I'm going to move out and try to take that middle lock. We need kind of a launching point to start using Solar Lance where possible. I mean, even getting one Centurion could be helpful. Centurion's mostly just to stun. There are large amounts of attacks on this map, so just the AoE stun is going to be super useful. Okay, we'll grab one more Stalker. We're just going to keep warping in Stalkers from this single warp gate as much as we can. And we're not going to get too many more Phoenix. We just want to be able to lift up some specific units. And I don't think we can afford to take the expansion. I've tried a couple times, and I can't take the expansion while simultaneously getting this other stuff. So I'm going to wait for the first enemy attack. Going to wait for that first enemy attack, and then I'm going to move out to the middle and start using Solar Lance to clear out defensive emplacements so that we can walk by them and get a group of Stalkers and Phoenix to the back of the map where the Titanic Warp Prism spawns. So Solar Lance actually really important on this one. You may be able to use Temporal Field instead. It's just Solar Lance for the energy cost is the same. You get so much more out of it. Okay, more Stalkers. We're good on probes.
Amon's forces are inbound to our nexus point.
Okay, and I just want to make sure we don't get supply blocked, because we will get supply blocked if we don't keep building pylons here, and we're going to keep warping in these Stalkers specifically. I think this is enough Phoenix. I'd like to get maybe one more, but we should be okay with what we've got now. Okay, we have just enough Phoenix to lift up every single unit. Phoenix do extra against light, keep in mind. Alright, so now we can send these units over here. Let's grab one more Phoenix, keep getting probes, keep getting pylons for later.
Once Amon's forces have been defeated, our warrior's presence should allow us to lay claim to the lock.
Okay, lift them up. Back up here. Okay, so now this is important. I'm going to come down here. Well, let's take the lock. There we go.
The lock is now ours. These energy patterns indicate once we control the other 4, the temple will open.
Okay, just trying to get rid of this stuff as fast as possible. Look out. Okay, just barely saved that stuff. Okay, so that's where we had to use our Solar Lance, and then we're going to back up and defend our lock that we just took, because we're going to get attacked pretty quickly.
Hierarch, the Tal'Darim have deployed a Titanic Warp Prism. If its core is similar to our own, the reactor is made of pure solarite. If possible, we should destroy it and claim the reactor to enhance our solar core.
Okay, and then I'm going to move up and start setting up some pylons around this middle section so we can build some defense. All right, Solar Lance is back up again. So I'm going to inch in here, and then I'm going to use Solar Lance once more to clear out the defense in this middle section. So, like, specifically this this carrier and Immortal. There we go. Then we'll use Solar Lance to clear out some of the defense around the Titanic Warp Prism.
Be on guard. Amon's servants are moving to seize a lock.
Okay, so we're going to come back to the middle here. And now that this is done, we can start warping in on top of this. Getting an Energizer would probably be worthwhile. More pylons, what do you know? Gonna need a forge here pretty soon as well. So let's get that in advance. Again, this beginning is very particular. Look out, probe. Okay, this is mostly Terran. Interesting thing, the Spectres do extra damage versus armored units, not light. So they're actually okay against the Stalkers. Okay, so now that this is just sitting here, I'm going to Solar Lance and destroy as much of this as possible, or at least soften it up. And I'm going to kind of swing down here and see if I can kill some extra stuff. More Stalkers. Get in here and kill as much of this, as much of the escort as possible. Okay, blink on in. There we go. Now we're lifting them up, and now we have to kill these extra Stalkers. And it's patrolling back, interestingly enough, so we'll just wait for it to make one more round, and we can sit here. So we destroyed all the initial warp-ins from it, and I'm just going to keep making extra units. Now we can save up and take our second base. We can open this up. We can start getting some upgrades. And upgrades. We'll use Chrono Surge to saturate our new base. Okay, it's going to open up and start warping in. So let's not let them warp in too many things, and we can lift up the stuff that it does warp in. Okay, now we have to try to kill this before it packs up and leaves again. Okay, this is looking good. And I'm going to start getting some Centurions now. And like, yeah, sure, get a shield battery here to help us for later.
It is done. I am warping the vessel's cargo aboard for further study.
Okay, now we're going to set this base up, and we're going to get a wall of defense here to protect against Terran attacks, and then my army is going to defend against Protoss attacks. Now that we've effectively gotten both achievements, but we can't lose this middle lock, keep in mind. So assuming we can do that, we're in great shape. So what I'm going to do here, this is a great time to use Solar Lance. Just kind of soften this stuff up. Okay, lots of Solar Lance, but it's absolutely worth it. Okay, and then blink away. Look at that, no damage from the Seeker missiles. So now, like I had mentioned, we're basically just going to be sitting. Let's get this set up. And then I'm going to grab a pylon up here. 2 pylons up there, get some overlapping just in case. And now we're just going to sit. We're going to wait for money. We're going to get upgrades. It's going to be great. And then we're just going to continue to get lots and lots of Phoenix. And I'm also going to grab some Immortals to get that Phoenix Immortal Zealot composition. We'll get some Dark Templar. We'll get some other stuff. But for now, this is going to be our main composition. All right. This has been a great start. If I was quick saving, this would be the time I would do it. Now, setting up this defense is really important, and we may not be able to finish it in time. So we're going to save some money and mostly just try to get this set up. The Terran attacks are large, and they're going to destroy some cannons every single attack, but that is okay. It is okay if you lose some stuff to the Terran attacks every so often. But we will have to get this set up. I'm going to go ahead and start saving some money so that we can spam out probes. This is okay for now. It just depends on when the next enemy attack comes from. And we do have Solar Lance. So I'm way less concerned about that. I just want to go ahead and get this saturated as soon as possible. So we're going to spam probes, use Chrono Surge, and now I can't use Solar Lance. Didn't really think about that one, huh? But that's okay. We have a mobile army. And this is a time where we're actually able to utilize, like, fully utilize Chrono Surge. There we go. Okay, looking good. Now let's go ahead and start dumping some more into our defense here. If we're lucky, we'll have enough for Solar Lance by the time the next enemy attack comes, but I'm not holding out much hope. Okay, and then we'll grab some monoliths in the back here. Here comes the Protoss. Centurion's doing a good job, and at the very least, this will hold on for us. Okay, Phoenix, I'm going to divert you to help us against these really irritating Banshees. Okay, and then the rest of my units come on down here, and we'll defend against this. We did lose some money here trying to get this set up, but wasn't in time. Okay, there we go. So now we'll set this back up again. This is why this mission can take a while, because we're constantly rebuilding this junk. But I do have a good amount of money, so let's go ahead and hotkey Immortals. I'm gonna start getting Immortals and more Phoenix, and just try to get our other base fully saturated. So you guys rally to, I don't know, a Stalker or a Phoenix or something. And the Terran will continue to attack here, but now we have Solar Lance, so every single individual attack we can Solar Lance, and that will allow us to get fully set up. And now that we have more money incoming, again, we can set up more of these monoliths. Monolith should help us stay alive. We're going to get maybe like 4 of them back here, and then we'll get a few more cannons in the front. Now, they do come with tanks, but as long as you destroy the air units, they're not going to be able to destroy everything in every single attack. And hopefully these shield batteries can afford to get some energy set up here. This is a little superfluous, but it's fine. I'm happy with it. Okay, keep getting set up there. I want to save some extra money so that we can get Chrono Surge used to get more upgrades, but for now, let's not mess with that. Okay, and Chrono there. The Immortals are great against the Colossi, and then the Phoenix are good just sort of all around. All right, so this defense is pretty much good to go. I might get like one more monolith down here. And then maybe one in the back as well. But yeah, this defense, it's a little superfluous, but I'm very happy with it. It should do its job. We're going to get some Energizers, which we know are really useful. I'm just going to Solar Lance this, because I don't want to waste any of my army that we've taken so long to set up. It's possible the Terran are trying to attack around here, but I can't see them, so I guess we're just going to do this. I think we've got enough stuff. I mean, we want the Terran to attack down the front. Yeah, we want them to attack into this defense, this is perfect. So As you can see, the tanks in the back are going to continue to do damage until these Banshees are all dead. Once the Banshees and the units in the front are dead and the tanks have nothing to spot for them, then they're going to unsiege and move up. Maybe, well, that's fine if they destroy this. So, stop. That's fine. Just let them destroy it. It'll happen. Okay, I'm just going to keep dumping minerals here. Energizers, Immortals, Phoenix. I'm going to grab another Stargate as well, so that we can pump out Phoenix super quick. Okay, and you can see the tanks now have moved up. So I'm going to just rebuild these every single attack. Should have enough monoliths now. This is fully saturated.
Teleport successful.
And now we just want to make sure we don't get supply blocked. And the Protoss occasionally will attack our main base as well, so we just need to have a mobile force. Our army is looking pretty good here. So it's just making sure that now, again, we don't get supply blocked. And just keep building lots of Phoenix, lots of Immortals, as we can afford them. And as we have enough for Chrono Surge here, I think what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and dump this here. There we go. Just queue up some extra upgrades, and we'll have enough for Solar Lance when they show up. So probably want to build some extra defense around this lock, if we can afford to. Just so that it doesn't get killed by some random Terran Air Force. Now, I'm going to wait probably for another 5 or so in-game minutes before I move out. So I do want to make a very, very large force to actually push into these enemy bases. You do need a lot to be able to push into these bases. I'm going to move down a little bit so that my rallying forces don't get caught out. We're getting a lot of these Immortals. The double barrier is going to be really useful, and here we go again. We can watch our forces kind of hold out here. If I don't have to use Solar Lance, I'm not going to. This is where now I will use Solar Lance. And we're going to back our other units up and save us.
Teleport successful.
I was thinking, someone lift up that Immortal, please? Okay, and there we go. This defense, again, is now self-sufficient. Good stuff. Then we're going to head back to base. I'm going to wait for the next large enemy attack before we move out. I'm going to grab Dark Shrine time, I'd say. Phoenix and Immortals, it's our main jam, and then we're going to start dumping extra minerals into lots of Centurions. Now, we want to try to get to about 200 supply. Again, I'm waiting for the next large enemy attack after the one that just happened. Because I think we want to make sure that the lock stays safe. What I'm going to do, we can actually take this group and clear out this middle area here. Which will allow us to make some progress through the map. Alright, these upgrades are looking good. What do you know? More Phoenix, more Immortals. We have enough for a Solar Lance where necessary. Again, I'm going to back up and ensure that this lock stays safe after the next large enemy attack, because I think it's like a large Terran air attack, but I'll get some extra cannons just in case. And we need more pylons at home, wherever they'll fit. There's not a lot of room in this base. Okay, more pylons coming up, and I guess one of these isn't rallied. That's okay. Now, I don't want to necessarily take this lock right away. I want to kind of skirt around it. I do have Solar Lance, so we can start making some progress here. But I want to skirt around that lock because I want to be able to not have to use extra Solar Lance to keep it alive. There we go. We intercepted this attack. This is good. Finish these little guys up. Okay, this is the attack that I was expecting, so let's just go ahead and spam Solar Lance. And then anything left, our individual cannons can take out. Okay, excellent. So now it's time to attack. Again, I'm going to avoid that middle section. I'm going to rally these buildings here instead of onto these units because I don't want them to fly through enemies. Okay, I've got a good amount of Phoenix. Going to move up here, set up an Energizer right in the front. And we're going to start attacking the Protoss. And hopefully we won't have to deal with the Protoss for much longer. That's the whole idea here. Okay, we spent a lot of our money.
Pull back from the enemy base. We must focus on the celestial locks.
Okay, we're just going to let the Phoenix do their thing. I'm going to hold on to Solar Lance for getting further into the base. Okay, we are hemorrhaging stuff, but that's okay. Can we kill this, please? There we go. Now everyone move in. This right here, I think, is good Solar Lance just to kind of finish up. There we go. Get rid of those Colossi. No! Okay, they're trying to bring some extra units around here. So let's go ahead and set this up. I'm going to go ahead and grab some Dark Templar, Centurions. Okay, and then with extra money, I'm going to rebuild some cannons here just in case. This should allow us to get through this base. We have to make sure that we stay up near the front here. Okay, I really need these Phoenix attacking. I guess we'll get some Stalkers because we do need some more anti-air. There's a lot of air in this base. I think what I'll do is throw down one more Solar Lance. There we go. That helps. Then we're going to get some Stalkers. We clean this base up, and that'll be it for the Protoss. The Protoss will no longer try to retake any locks. They'll no longer attack our base. So now it's all downhill from here. And the fact that we held on to that middle lock is huge. Really? There's one. Well, he's the one that made it through. But of course, the Terran are still going to attack us, keep in mind. Then you get some extra Centurions. Again, this is going to keep going, but it's self-sufficient. I'm glad they didn't go for the lock. Okay, so let's head back down here. I'm going to secure this left lock. And then we're going to move down and go for the Terran base. So now we're basically just waiting for extra cash. Get more Immortals. Just double queue everything up. And then with our extra money, I think we grab some more Energizers because we have gas. Not many minerals. There are a lot of units that sit right here, so I think what I'll do is wait for Solar Lance. Because, again, this is entirely self-sufficient. Again, they peck away at it. They get, like, one set of cannons and shield batteries each time, but that's okay. So let's just wait a little bit, get some more units. I could probably afford you some more Immortals and or a bunch of Centurions. Dark Templar also really useful, though a lot of them did die. So let's spend some gas on those, get some more Centurions. And again, this map just takes a lot longer because you want to destroy those enemy bases. But now that we're not getting attacked by the Protoss, this entire side of the map is completely safe. But rather than, you know, necessarily taking the upper lock as well, I think I'm just going to go and destroy the Terran, and then we'll clean up the map after. Okay, there's another lock. Head up here, onto the next one. Centurions, Immortals, Phoenix. Okay, so now we're going to come down here and finally start attacking down in this direction. We'll take this lock and then attack into the Terran base. What I'm going to do is grab one extra probe, and just for safety, I'm going to set up this pylon. You don't need to be phased anymore, sir. We're saving some extra energy, which is good. I think what I can do is queue up a bunch of Phoenix. Well, I really can't afford that many Phoenix, so I take that back. Okay, I would like more Phoenix ultimately, though. That's what I'm getting at here. Kind of sneak down here to get all these units through. I'm just gonna let these guys attack into my base. Now we can attack straight into them. Okay, looking good. These Energizers are helping immensely. Just keep getting Phoenix. And then Centurions, so we're going to now push into this and then attack the Terran base. Okay, that's pretty much just to delay. I'm going to move this probe down here and set up a pylon down here just in case the Terran try to circumvent me in a different way. And we've got a pretty strong force here, so I'm not sure what can really stop us. We do have to get into the Terran base, though, which can be its own challenge. We do have lots of Solar Lance. So this is a Solar Lance if I've ever seen one, right here. I can't see what's back here, but I can only imagine it's more stuff, so let's do this. That's why Solar Lance is the best. It is the best. Okay, looking good, and I just want to make sure that nothing gets wiped out there. Okay, everybody move on up. Rally to I guess this Immortal instead. Make more Phoenix. Let's phase. Start getting a bunch of Centurions. Got to be on the lookout for battle cruisers, but otherwise I think we're okay. 15 seconds on Solar Lance, so we should be fine. In case one of these locks comes under attack. Yeah, see, I don't like this. I'm actually gonna, well, let's do that. Just kind of soften them up. We haven't lost the middle lock. We destroyed the Titanic Warp Prism in 10 minutes. Look at this brave Energizer. He wants to save his flying friends. Okay, and we've really stayed up on keeping some momentum on this map. We've been spending our money very quickly. Very important to me. Let's wait for Solar Lance while we attack into the next section. Okay, there should be no more attacks on this map, which is, again, it's quite nice. And we're just going to go Centurions. Okay, I'm going to start breaking through this, and then we're going to use Solar Lance on the actual lock itself. Don't attack into that, please. Don't attack into that, please. Let's stay together. I think the Immortals, like the actual normal Immortals, are really nice here, just because of that double barrier, so we had our opportunity to show them off a little bit here. Okay, let's get in there. These Phoenix are brave, but they're going to slowly be hemorrhaged. Okay, so we're going to do this. There we go. Solar Lance, again, pretty good. Okay, I'm going to head down here, and just for the sake of, we're going to wipe the map, I guess, at this point. We're already at 32 minutes, so why not? We'll clear this out, get our little pickups. I missed one pickup down here. I mean, we actually do need some gas, so, again, I think Centurions, they're pretty good on this map. Again, I think Sentinels could also be pretty good options here. Mass Phoenix kind of works. Kind of works. I mean, attacking the enemy bases is obviously pretty rough. Okay, very nice. We're going to come up here. We'll go along the top. We'll clear out this little area so we can get these two pickups. I mean, I don't have to. Obviously, I don't have to be getting these pickups, but it's nice now that we know that the enemy won't attack us. We've gotten... This is one of the few in Legacy of the Void where we can actually get every single achievement. I could have done it probably on Brothers in Arms, and I probably could have done it on the Last Stand mission if I would have gone to Shakura's second or third. Okay, and we are maxed out. I think these Phoenix are going to fly over an enemy base. Not really a base, but you know what I mean. Only because I'm going out of my way to clear this out for no reason. But that's okay. We're having fun. Oh, God. Let's not quit the Archons, please. It's important you don't attack the Titanic Warp Prism here because of the Archons. It makes it a lot harder. You either do it here by the Terran or in the middle where there are no other units. But rather than massing Phoenix, getting Stalkers out helps you defend a bit more against the actual enemy attacks that'll go for the early lock. We're getting mined out here pretty heavily. I mean, we're doing like a full clear of the map. This is a bit of a longer one, but there won't be as much dialogue into the next mission. So I don't mind that we take a bit longer on the map itself. Is there... Yeah, there's more over here. Yes, of course we're going to do this as well. Get over there. Okay, yeah, come to me. This is a pretty strong army. Again, I didn't want to go too overboard on Stalkers. I haven't made too many more. I wanted to really use Phoenix Immortal, just because I don't really make many air units in general in the Starfighter category throughout my plays, so I figured this is a good opportunity to actually use those Phoenix and show them off a little bit. They synergize really, really well with Zealot, Dark Templar, Immortal. And there we go. No locks lost. A long mission.
All 5 locks have been captured, Hierarch. The access way is opening.
It seems Amon's forces have drawn back. I sense only a great stillness from within the temple.
Then we have succeeded. It will not be long before we see what fate has in store for us.
Alrighty, yeah, 0 Celestial Locks lost. We definitely got the Titanic Warp Prism in less than 10 minutes, and we took control of the Celestial Lock in less than 6. We almost lost it to that large battlecruiser attack, but we held on to it, no problem. Let's go back to the spear. We could have done this mission so much faster. The issue is getting those early achievements.
I'm afraid the Spear of Doom will not be able to assist you inside the temple. Please be careful, Hierarch.
In order to get both of those achievements, you pretty much have to do them on one base. You can't quickly take the expansion. If we ignored those fast achievements, took the early expansion, we could have cleared the enemy bases so much faster.
Zeratul believed. And so will I.
I think we've already cycled through all of our Tannis' stuff here.
Amon's forces arrived here before we did. The temple may already be under his control.
Zeratul believed the other Xel'Naga were here, and that they would stand with us against Amon. They could end the war. My people could be free once again.
Then why have the Xel'Naga not answered us?
I am going into the Ol Nar temple alone, Matriarch. I do not intend to risk any more lives.
You risked your own life on the word of a traitor.
He killed your mother, Vorazun. That is true. But he was never a traitor. I do not wish for death. Only to see Zeratul's visions fulfilled.
You will return. That much, I believe.
My warriors cannot aid me in the battle ahead. This burden is mine to bear.
Okay, so we've unlocked
The
Starfighters.
Starfighters have arrived, and they await your evaluation.
So we get the Phoenix.
Skies
Their upgrade is they're able to lift 2 units at once. And also, the original ones in the mission we just played, they lift them up, but they can still shoot after they've lifted them up. So that's a big upgrade from the multiplayer version. But I mean, this is pretty good. I just don't really use them very much.
It is a good day, Shutsai.
And then Corsairs with the Disruption Web, which is extremely strong. Corsair Dark Templar is one of the strongest compositions in the game. Maybe we'll look for a map to use that on.
Even I cannot predict how this mystery will unfold. So many myths and legends speculate on the birthplace of the Xel'Naga. Though, of course, they are all wrong. To find the Xel'Naga, dare we dream of it? Even I cannot predict how this mystery will unfold.
Okay.
Since we arrived here, the Keystone has reacted strangely. It's as if it is attuned to the energies below.
Energies below.
Yes, void energies exude from this place. I believe this world is a conduit between dimensions.
And the Keystone.
Acts as if siphoning these energies. This is entirely different from how the origin point information was stored. As if the Keystone was reconfigured for a second purpose.
Let us hope that the Xel'Naga themselves can reveal the truths you're looking for.
Okay, I don't think we unlocked a new tier here, nor can we use the spear on the next mission.
These records are fascinating, Artanis. I can hardly believe the stories they contain.
Oh, is this where Phoenix talks about all of his action movies?
Praetor Adonis requested my presence for the decommissioning of the supercarrier Antimon. When it was seized by a group of turncoats and traitors, I knew I could not let it fall into rebel hands.
Steven Seagal's most famous film, Under Siege.
A scout crashed near the borders of Antigua. I gathered 20 warriors, and we slaughtered 1,000 Zerg to save the pilot.
Black Hawk Down.
The Calafi intercession was a difficult time. Proud warriors who fought for Ire were met with hostility when they returned. Aldera's Judicator insisted I leave. My fellow Templar were ordered to fire upon me. I did what I had to do to defend myself.
That's Rambo First Blood.
I once led an expedition to rescue the last surviving brother of 4 zealots. The squadron was killed, except for myself and the target.
Tom Hanks, I think, yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
During the sacred celebration of Cosmos, I was locked within a conclave tower as it was overtaken by Dark Templar terrorists. After walking barefoot across shards of Kadaran crystal, I slew the terrorists and the warlord leading them with their own warp blades.
Die Hard?
Shortly after they killed my legion, I was captured by mercenaries. They were trying to stage a coup, demanding that I assassinate Aldaris. After breaking free, I hunted them down, one by one. It was a good way to let off some steam.
I'm not 100% sure on this one. I think that's Commando.
A disgraced executor and his legion seized control of a facility known as the Rock. Thankfully, I subdued them before it was purified.
Obviously, The Rock.
A nuclear device detonated in the heart of New Antioch. A Kalai worker and I fought through an underground railway system to defeat the brother of the warlord I killed in that tower 3 years earlier.
Die Hard with a vengeance, baby. It's funny, I haven't listened to these since probably the first time I played through the game. And it's funny, I never really made the connections on what these movies were until now.
While attempting to negotiate the release of hostages on a border world, I encountered an unknown alien species. It separated us from each other, hunted us like prey. Despite my lack of weaponry, I defeated it in martial combat and survived its explosive suicide.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator, baby.
So many stories, Arcanus, each more unbelievable than the last.
Yeah, you were a real action hero, Phoenix.
Some of these tales must have been embellished by their authors. It is difficult to believe one zealot could achieve so much. So many stories.
Alrighty.
Arcanus,
Well, that's going to be it for
Hierarch, it is good to see you.
our first Ol Nar mission. Again, it's a longer map, and we had some dialogue here at the end. We got to have fun with Phoenix. But yeah, this mission I always found to be pretty tough. It always takes me a while, but we did it relatively flawlessly in the sense that we didn't lose any locks, and we didn't get caught out. I think there was one attack that got into our main base, but for the most part, I think I had the timings down pretty well. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.